back, I figured I would give you a garden tour because I just harvested some broccoli, so some things might look different. There are some still in there. I got my coffee. So let's show you what's going on and how things look. Cucumbers, and I'm glad I saved on to that bag of mulch because I'm going to need it. You see your cucumbers doing this, just try your best to get it up on the trellis. And guess what? You're on my tripod. But hello everyone, I'm Melody from Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It. Welcome back to the channel. These are the cucumbers. You can see there's cucumber starting. I don't officially have a cucumber yet, but lots going on. And I also have a backup, this marigold's semi coming back. This one's doing great. I have an extra one that I might end up planting in here. Oh my goodness, I don't want to jinx myself, but nothing's came in and chewed my 2 sunflowers right there. I put a borage and I transplanted it from out of that pot right there. It's not looking good, but I did give it some water. That has a little bit of fish emulsion in it, but that's what I watered it with. I'll hit it with the hose later. But my sunflower over there is still here. Comfrey I have to plant in here. So the cucumbers are really starting to take off. Zucchinis. Let's talk about the zucchinis. I am getting quite a few zucchinis that are not taking. You know what that means, meaning like it probably wasn't pollinated, but there is a lot of flowers and blooms in some zucchini that started. I had about 2 or 3 on this zucchini plant that obviously wasn't pollinated. So that didn't do, you know, I just broke them off, fed them to the chickens. But it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 going on there. So hopefully we'll get a harvest soon. That nasturtium is just not looking as good as the nasturtium that is over there. It was recommended to plant nasturtium in with your zucchini to stop the bugs. So I'm trying it this year. Why not? We live and learn something different as gardeners every single day. Where my big sunflower was broken off from the June the 7th garden tour no longer exists. You saw it there. Now it's not there anymore because something's gnawed right through it. But I did drop a seed, pretty sure right down in there. I'm not sure if it's going to take though or not. And there is my borage starting to bloom, so that will be wonderful. I have a video coming out on what flowers I absolutely suggest you put in your garden, and another video on different types of mulches. Not much bigger, this mammoth basil. I mean, it's getting there, but it had a hard time. Plus we had a lot of rain, which did make it come up, thank God. But anyway, his zucchini's looking good. Like I said, these were planted in later for a reason, so I can have a continuous amount of zucchini. Borage. I think there's a calendula back there and some zinnias for now. Some smaller peppers that aren't even tied up yet, and then, not peppers, tomatoes, I'm sorry. And then these are my crazy tomatoes, my friend. There's the whole bunch of them. They were tied up, but when you're single stemming them, you may have to continue to tie up like that or adjust your strings. Basil on the bottom from all the rain. You can see like some dirt on the leaves. But looking good, my whole row of basil, not bad. This is for Suzanne. They're bouncing back. This one's getting some green. I might have like a spare or 2 I could plant in. And yeah, I mean, the mulch is working, but if I see a weed like that, I just go in, pull it out. Okay. This is the eggplant, which is looking pretty good. We got lots of blooms going on. And I did see an eggplant starting somewhere right there, that little baby one. So eggplant, oh, there it is. Look at what I found. Surprise, surprise. Can you see? Let me lift up the leaves. I don't want to damage it. There you go. Got an eggplant going. But lots of blooms all over all these, so the eggplant should be taken off soon. And that one is looking so good. It's like the Japanese style. And I think I might be able to take the cage off of this one that's now doing good and protect this one here from something nibbling on it. But looks much better. Big time. See, that's slug damage. All the beans are in. They're all starting to flower, so should get some beans soon. But the peppers, actually I was on the eggplants. I mean, I have some bites, but they're okay. If it gets too bad, I'll just do soap and water. But it's starting to produce eggplants, so I'm super excited about that. And look at the size from the last tour of some of these pepper plants. I actually picked off a jalapeno. I think this might be shishito, not sure. I picked off a jalapeno pepper and another pepper because I needed it. So, it's whatever. These are getting really big. Still have some small ones. I think this is jalapeno. I'm going to have to give it a little bit of fish emulsion to help that out. And that one's still a little small, but that's the one marigold that's just not looking like it's going to bounce back. So I'm going to probably put a different one in there. But these are all the peppers, and they're doing quite well, my friends. Got peppers going. So yeah, they're doing good. Celery, you know how that goes. You put celery in, water it a lot, it's going to be there a while. And then this is what I have left of my broccoli. I did a quick video of a harvest because it rained for days, and I just wanted to get that video done. I didn't want to take out more than what we actually needed for dinner. So I have a garden to table, like 3 meals I'm getting out of X amount of broccolis. These broccolis are gone. There's some nasturtium. And what I see happening is I'm going to have to probably start picking some cauliflower, because one of them, I don't know if you can see down in there, is starting to turn. I'm going to give this another week. I'm going to pull this all out, and I brought seeds out here today to go in with the next thing, which I think might be beets, because I was going to do it in that back barrel, but something keeps digging in it. Onions are doing good. What I'm doing to the onions now, let me show you. These are Walla Wallas. What I'm doing now is I'm just taking my finger and I'm going around the bulb, and I'm starting to move the dirt back. Not on all, but some. I am starting to do what they call, I think, spooning. Here's another one over here that I can start doing that too. Just go like that. So the onions are doing okay. That cabbage right there was a huge problem when Debbie was over last week. We picked out umpteen amount of bugs. So let's go over there and see how it's doing. Oh yeah, it's starting to form a head, which is good because we think it laid and we caught all the little baby bugs. But I might come out here with some hot soapy water and just pour it in there just to help it to be able to recuperate. But we're starting to get some heads forming on some of the cabbages. Looks like that sunflower is getting chewed up. Oh, and I just saw that bad wasp. Do you see that? Probably not. It's red. You see that wasp? Get rid of it because it lays bugs. Let me see what's going on. This has got to be slug damage. And I really want sunflowers this year. I don't know what's going on. Something goes on every single year. So yeah, it's getting chewed. Okay. Might have to sit some mint near it and see what happens. And I planted a sunflower right there, I think. Where I dropped a seed in. I absolutely pretty sure I dropped a sunflower in that spot there. But okay, so this is what we got left going on. Is some more broccoli and all the cauliflower. Here's prime example. Is you can see it wrapped up in everything starting to come out the side. Starting to get a little hot here, so it's going to start changing colors. Let me see, I'll show you in the inside. Not sure if you could see that, but on that one side it has a little bit of discoloration, and this one has to be pulled. So I will probably bring you back tomorrow and just start pulling out whatever cauliflower isn't good and I can't salvage. We'll go to the chickens. The ones I can, we'll be eating. And I didn't close this one up at the time because it wasn't ready. You can cut some of these onion tops and use them for dinner. But there's another bulb right there of the Walla Walla. And where's the leeks? Let's see, I can see some leeks peeking through, but they'll be here a while. There's a sunflower back there that's not getting chewed, thank God. I knew I planted nasturtium around. Here's a nasturtium here. This is a weed. But I think I'm going to maybe do beets. My daughter wanted me to go in with sunflowers, but I don't think I have enough sunflowers to go in these two lines with. I think it's best to try to grow some food. So maybe beets. I don't know. I brought some seeds out today. So not a huge garden, but enough to get some production going. Roma tomatoes. Have some Roma tomatoes going, and you can see I'm tying them up the stick. I just have to go through a few minutes and just take any of the lower leaves off of any of my tomato plants. And I will have some. I just come by and I go like this, so I just shake it. So it thinks it's being pollinated. This is the one where two were planted. This is it the red rainbow? No, this is two Kellogg's breakfasts that got planted together. And I never went and dug it up and transferred it out. So some earlier tomatoes. That one back there is still pretty tiny. You see it? That's one of the holes I was having a problem getting any tomato to do anything in that hole. So hopefully that makes it. That leads us back to the zucchini again. And there's the cucumbers. There should be summer squash. So this is what it's looking like. And I'm going to end up having 2 rows of a bare spot. So what did I bring out here? Let me show you. Let's get you on a level spot here. Okay, this is what I found. I just went through some seeds because, again, I think I'm missing a photo box keeper. Could have sworn I had 7, and I've only found 6. So, okay, pretty sure I was out of these tall top early wonder beets. Grew these before, and these are my absolute favorite. I'm pretty sure this came from Laura. And then I found these green top bunching beets. So that's a possibility. And I also brought out some, what is this one? Tall top early wonder. They did really good for me. And I brought out 2 Detroit red beets. Not really sure. Let me check the date on these. They were packaged to sell by for $11.22. Okay, so these should be good. I could go in with multiple different beets. What else did I bring out? Some Swiss chard Ford Hook Giant, because I want my chickens to have a lot of greens. So this is debatable. I might plant this and bring you along. I'm going to plant some lettuce. It's over near the chickens. It's in a pot. The pot was full with dirt, but I had to take some out because I returned my bags of dirt for chicken feed. I thought that was more important. So I might go over there to that pot, plant the lettuce, and plant some of this in for the chickens. I have different nasturtiums that I want to get planted around. Maybe where the squirrels or the dogs keep killing my other sunflowers. I might just go in with different nasturtiums. And these are more beets. Let me see. Tall top and green top bunching. So beets is a maybe. I have to plant more dill. And lemon basil didn't take for me. Purple opal basil. Debbie gave me one. I'm going to try to see if I could start another one. And I thought I came out with some zinnias. I may not have. I figured where that spot is that the squirrels keep attacking. My sunflowers that I would do some maybe just some random zinnias. I might have left them in on the table, but that's what I'm thinking about doing. Get some more dill started, in case you don't know, because dill doesn't really hold up. But if you keep planting it, you can keep having a concession worth of dill for your, you know, your pickles when they come in from all your, well, your cucumbers that you can turn into pickles. So I definitely need to get that started today. But there's not, I mean, things look greener and they're looking way bigger. And I got to harvest some of the broccoli and get skewers, stir fry, and steamed broccoli out of what I picked, because I'm not preserving that. Just so that you know, I'm not trying to preserve broccoli. That's for fresh eating. And then that cauliflower is probably going to be the same thing. So that frees me up some area to plant something else. So what do you think? Some beets. I don't want to go in with carrots over there. I just don't. And yeah, the tomato plants are getting big. Lots of blooms. Some have tomatoes on it. Basil's looking good. I might go down and trim some off that if it's touching the dirt. And my OS cross is gigantic over there. And the squashes are all starting to vine. I guess we can go outside here now. But that's where I took a borage from. And that's why it's looking like that. Because it's going through a major transplant shock. And I have borage right there, some calendula going around on the outside. But look at this. It's enormous. If you don't know, this is an OS cross cabbage. Denali Seed Company, I think I got it from. And supposed to get really big cabbages from it. So I do come in, and if I see a yellow leaf, I just will take it off. But look at it. And it's starting to do a little head. I did put, I knew it, some mammoth basil. The rest must have got killed out. I am going to pull this out ever so gently and try to move it up to here. But I don't think it's really going to be feasible to have any type of herb growing in this pot, because I mean, it's mammoth. It's taken over, and this is the pot I'm having problems in. Something keeps digging. Okay. Different types of zucchini. There's yellow coming up, if you can see that. Let me get in here. Sit you down a second. There's some yellow. And it looks like somebody walked on my zinnias right here. So I'm trying to fix that so it stands back up, because God only knows it is a struggle around here. For an example, there's a zinnia pulled out. This is what I'm dealing with when it comes to the sunflowers. So, and I don't want to put all the sunflowers just in the garden. So that's the yellow prolific zucchini that you're looking at. And that might be the one from Haas Tools. Meat squash. I forget what I planted in the front, my friends. I can't even think. Any of the sunflowers that were back there, whatever it is that's doing it, Thomas said he would take care of it, and he never did. They destroyed all the sunflowers, and this is going wild over here. This is, oops, stuck. Sorry if you hear the neighbor's dog. It's not actually the dog's here this time. This is butternut squash, and then buttercup squash. I'm trying to pull this up the trellis to get it to climb. Part of me is wishing I would have left the trellis free so I could do some climbing beans, but that's okay. Buttercup, butternut, should be meat squash, and something else is on this trellis. There's a zucchini, and these last three kohlrabis are getting pretty big. They'll probably be coming out soon. But over there is where I was planting all the sunflowers, and they just keep getting destroyed, so I'm getting frustrated. We had some serious rain here, so, but this is astonishing. There's a few. I tried to deadhead. What was left of really bad marigolds. So I would have a few extra to plant in the garden. And I'm going to do that. But over here, my friends, in here was a really big sunflower. Nope, keep taking it out. That Hubbard squash over there is doing good. That one's looking a little bit better. And looky what I found. Another tomato plant. Whatever like sunflowers I was growing in these, it just eats them right out. I kid you not. I have more basil. I think that's 2 broccolis. And I have a question if anybody can answer this. Look at my cosmos. They're gigantic. Let me go around. I planted, let me think, a Mexican sunflower. I tried to Google what a seedling would look like. I'm wondering if this is it or if this is a weed. I'm not really sure. But I know I planted some of them and I'm not really seeing them yet. I was wondering if that was one of them right here. Not sure. And then you could see these are horrible. These marigolds here. I'm just going to pull this dead off, see if we can get these bad boys. They're still in some water because it rained here. I'm just going to pick off the dead. I'll come back with scissors and cut this one. But this might bounce back because I'm going to need a few more for inside the garden. See, like this is right here, which is making me think maybe that isn't my sunflower. So I think I have 3 or 4 left of that seed. Wait a sec. Oh, there it is. I have 1 sunflower in there. I cut all the blooms off like I said I was going to do. So you can transplant sunflowers. You just can't transplant them when they're huge. And they will look really bad for about a week. But I'm thinking about maybe putting that in the garden over in that spot. I'm thinking about it because I'm not sure if direct sowing was a good idea. I'm not sure. But these cosmos are just getting ready to bloom. Looking gorgeous. So I cleaned up most of those. And I'm going to have to take some in and plant them. This here is another thing, like I'm just not sure what it is. It might be a pepper plant that's just getting old because it's over here where the slugs can get to it. So, I don't know. I don't really have that many sunflower seeds left, believe it or not. And I already gave you a tour on everything that has to do with the grain stalks. So, oh, I just pulled that out. I didn't even know it was in there. Radishes. I must have planted radishes and forgot. But these aren't real big ones, but that's okay. I'm just going to take them out. Because guess what? Everything that I don't want goes to my chickens. I think this is radishes. Even if there's not a radish on the end. Oh yeah, there is. I will give it all to the chickens. I don't need any more radishes. Jean planted a buku amount of radishes. And yeah. Okay. So, everything in the garden is doing well. This is a distance picture of the garden. Hopefully this is coming in clear for you. And it's not blurring out. And now I just have to figure out what I want to plant in the row with the broccolis and then the cauliflowers. So, I still have plenty of jars of beets. I'm not sure. But I don't feel comfortable leaving that spot open. I feel like it needs to have more food growing in there. And I have to give that some more water. So over here, which I said I was going to go through these trays and get them all done. I didn't. Because I've had 0 time to myself. But this is, look, a yellow straight neck squash. I'm going to find a spot for that. And yeah. Just odds and ends, a couple tomatoes. This needs water. Debbie gave me one, and I think I planted in my green stalk. And now this one, I'm going to try to see if I can get it in the garden somewhere. Definitely needs water. Calendula. And you see, it almost looks like the same thing. Mexican sunflower. I'm not sure. If somebody can help me out with that, that'd be great. this is doing well. It's getting tomatoes on it. And I took out the lettuce that was in there and I transplanted that into the green stalk. And I have one Cosmo that's starting to open. That's a weed. I gotta get scissors, cut that out. But everything, my friends, is looking good. Just a quickie garden update, garden tour, whatever you want to call it. There's more calendula there. There's my sunflower. I hope nothing gets to it, because that one down there is getting chewed. But we must have picked out, I mean, I know me personally, I must have picked out 6 or 8, and then Debbie picked out the rest of the bugs. So now's the time to keep an eye on your cabbages. The onions are starting to form bulbs. And yeah, I mean, it looks green and luscious and blooms, and eggplants are starting to grow. We're starting to get some peppers. If I pick the peppers now that come on, which is what I always do, I get a buku amount more peppers. We'll have to see what happens, but that's the garden. That's the garden update. If you were in my live Sunday, I was talking about St. John's wort. Don't ask me why they stuck that in there. She don't care. This is all that I have left as far as the green's concerned that I was going to cut. So I am going to do that. And I want to harvest some mint. I don't know if I want to take it from here since this is smaller, because let me show you my other mints. One side's still not in yet. I don't know what's going on. It's doing great. We still have a naked side, and this side always. I don't know, it's because I put extra dirt. See, there's a lead. I'm not sure if it's because I put extra dirt. There's some right there. That's a runner right there, if you can see that. So I needed to run and fill this side out. But I love it. And then I will rub some of this on my neck and my ankles so I don't get bit. Okay. And then I talked about my sage being in a bucket. I just plucked off some of that sage to put in with the beef. It's really, really good. I don't know. That's not looking too good. This is just some of the things I had to grab and go with, you know. So that is that for the garden this week. A little garden weekly update. And now I have to go in. I'm going to turn the hose on. I'm going to water this. And I've been watering my zucchini from the root. I always water my tomatoes from the root. And my cucumbers from the root so they don't get mold and mildew. So, in case I didn't mention that before. But hopefully the cucumbers will come on pretty soon. And now I have to go around and plant some more dill. That lemon basil that I want. And I guess beets. I don't know. Don't know. Need some suggestions, my friends. So that's my garden video update. I want to actually complete my coffee today because I've been a busy bee. But I brought out scissors. Forgot the basket in the house. Yeah. Now I just have to go in with the next group of food down there. But I love you all. This is just this week's garden update, because you know, once we start getting around now, things start changing. Like, I think the eggplants look fantastic. I mean, look at the blooms. They're just doing so good. And there is going to be our first eggplant right there. Love it. So, I mean, things do change, and that's what I will normally do. There's another eggplant forming right there. That's when I will do my weekly, usually on Saturdays. So, you know, I tried to do my harvest of my broccoli. Did that video to patch it together. Show you when to pick it, how you know when it's ready to pick. And then the rain came earlier than it said it was going to. Then it's the rain. I show you the rain. And then it took me like a few days before I could get back out here. And then I decided I don't want them wasting the broccoli. So I just did 3 meals for that broccoli. And then I'll take these other 3 out. Or 4, 5, whatever's over there, I'll take out soon. So I didn't do a full broccoli harvest, but a pretty decent one. They were pretty big heads. And I gave Debbie a big head for her and her husband to eat, because I love Debbie. But there's peppers. Look at this. See the pepper? So what I normally do is I will come in and pluck something like that off, so that it regenerates and wants to make more peppers. But let's see how my peppers do this year. I'm going to hop off of here and plant a couple extra marigolds in here for sure, because I want them all to look like that. But yeah, that's the garden update for this week. I will give you another garden update for the following Saturday. So, be on a routine here with the garden updates. And I'm pretty sure by the time you see this, you will see that I'm now an ambassador for Greenstalk. And I have a discount code down in my description that you can click on every time you or you suggest a friend with my link. It's like a little storefront. Money will go into it and I can apply it to something that I want. So that's super exciting. I did announce that on a Sunday Night Live, but I'm sure the video would have been out by now. They gave me 2 pictures of that beautiful blue. Oh my goodness, I'm in love with it. So yeah, I'm an ambassador for greenstalkgarden.com. The link will always be down in my description box. And if you want to buy anything, you can go there and it would really help me out a lot. And if you want to go under any of my Greenstalk videos and leave a lovely comment, that might help with... Geez, I feel like I'm on the river again because of the music. Anyway, what was I saying? I just got distracted by that. Anyway, yeah, so you can use the link, buy whatever, and it applies to me. So the video, they sent me 2 pictures of the beautiful blue, non-copyrighted, so I could use that for my video. So super exciting, trying to get some type of business going with some companies, and that is a major one that I wanted to do business with because obviously I love Greenstalk. So, and I did put down a little bit of coffee grinds, just thought I would tell you that on some of the smaller ones because I had it left over in a bag and in a paper towel, and I sprinkled it just around different plants to give them a little bit more nitrogen, but you don't want to overdo it. So that's the update for this week. I mean, some things have changed drastically like that. OS cross cabbage and my cosmos, and all the tomatoes have blooms. Just got to stay on top of it. And now I have to go in and figure out what I want to plant there. But no more rambling. I love you all. I hope your gardens are growing. I hope that they are fruitful for you. Waste nothing. If you're not eating the leaves or the stalk, or you're not leaving it in for the side shoots, which I'm not, feed it to your chickens. It helps the cost of chicken feed. So love you all. I guess I will catch you on the next video. Bye, my friends.